Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into the life of an incredible figure from the Bible, Asaph, a man whose music and songs have echoed through history. But who was Asaph really? And why should we care about a musician who lived thousands of years ago? Let's find out. Asaph was not just any musician. He was a key figure in the service of the temple in Jerusalem during the reign of King David. In fact, Asaph was one of the most prominent Levite musicians of his time, and his contributions are still celebrated today. So, let's take a deeper look at who Asaph was and what made him stand out. First, let's talk about where we find Asaph in the Bible. His story mainly shows up in the book of 1 Chronicles, where we learn that Asaph was the son of Berechiah, a descendant of Levi, which is the tribe of priests. He was appointed by King David to be one of the chief musicians who led the worship in the tabernacle. Pretty important role, right? Asaph wasn't just strumming a harp casually, he was leading large musical ensembles, and his work was deeply connected to worship. In fact, he was tasked with organizing the musical elements of the worship services in the temple, including singing and playing instruments like cymbals, harps, and lyres. These weren't just performances, they were spiritual acts meant to honor God. Some of the psalms we know today are attributed to Asaph. For example, Psalms 73 through 83 are believed to be written by him. These psalms reflect Asaph's deep connection to God and his powerful emotional range. In one of his psalms, Psalm 73, Asaph expresses his struggle with the apparent prosperity of the wicked, something that many of us can relate to. But through his music he also reflects on his trust in God and the ultimate justice that will come. Take Psalm 73 for example. Asaph starts with a difficult question. Why do bad things happen to good people and why do the wicked seem to prosper? But by the end of the psalm, he finds peace in remembering God's justice and faithfulness. And that's the beauty of Asaph's music. It wasn't just entertainment. It was a way to process deep spiritual questions and point people back to God. What makes Asaph's role even more fascinating is that he didn't just serve as a musician, he was also a prophet. Asaph had the unique ability to blend his musical talent with spiritual insight, and his psalms still speak to us today. They show us how music can be a tool for both worship and reflection. Today we might think of worship music as a contemporary genre, but Asaph's influence is still felt. Churches around the world sing hymns and songs that echo his heart for worship, his struggles, and his ultimate hope in God's justice. Even if you've never heard the name Asaph, chances are you've felt the same emotions he wrote about, through music. So what can we learn from Asaph? First, we see the power of music as a form of worship. It's not just about the notes or lyrics but about connecting deeply with God. We also learn that it's okay to ask hard questions, to struggle with doubts, and to wrestle with life's tough realities, just like Asaph did in his psalms. And in the end, it's about turning back to God for hope, trust, and strength. Well, that's a quick overview of Asaph, the musician, prophet, and worship leader from the Bible. His legacy continues through the psalms he wrote, and his influence on worship music is still felt today. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below telling us your favorite psalm or musician in the Bible.